Hello, welcome to the 21st episode of the Footy Show. Let's get it underway. We will be sharing round 17. Wow, where has the season gone? We also have round 18 to share. But that's the results come first with round 17. So all 18 teams and all 9 games are back all over one weekend. And after 5 weeks of the longest buys as well. Alright, that is all done and dusted. Let's get it underway. So game 1. Now, Thursday night, Marble Stadium, it wasn't the greatest crowd, really low, and the crowd got improved over the weekend, and 3 games at Marble was really impressive over 9 games at the MCG. So 25,009 for this very good celebration, 100 years of celebration for the North Melbourne Kangaroos, and known for Kangaroos back in the early 2000s, then went back to North Melbourne just recent, and 100 years of coaching the legends, and did coach North Melbourne to a premiership. But I did watch the first quarter, and credit to North Melbourne. They can't be lacking off one quarter football. They've got to play 4 quarters, and they've got to find it now. You don't want to be on that bottom half of the ladder. Been doing that for years. And the legend of Alison Clarkson doing all he can do on the sideline in the coach's room, and knowing that, So we'll now share the final score: 20 goals, 14-134 to defeated, 13-785. A good effort by North Melbourne, and an effort it was. That's all I can say. In the best of 4 quarters of footy against a really good informed Western Bulldogs, and they are hunting and want to play finals once again. They have not really made a good effort for 9 years, and Western Bulldogs didn't do anything to play some football, and another good win and another strong win by Western Bulldogs, celebrating and well over with North Melbourne's 100th celebration in the VFL AFL. So really, it wasn't great stuff from Western Bulldogs. I think it was really messy, and this player, it's absolute since injury come back, he's just continues to form, and yes, you have bad games, but not easy to take. Going to Sydney at the SCG to take the win and not perform great, then come back against North Melbourne, dominated, and guess who's the player of the game? That's it. Mongus Bontempelli. He is my player of the game. Once again, he's done a couple best on grounds, and what a legend, what an absolutely experienced leadership player at this, and he should sign at the Western Bulldogs. He's really a one player, one club, and he included 25 disposals, 5 marks, 10 tackles, 133 A4 density, 42% defensive half, 58% forward half, 2 goals, 2 goal assists, 11 score involvements, and a 311 metres game. Well done to the Mongus Bontempelli from the Western Bulldogs star. We now come to game 2 and Friday night, and not really the best in times. We've seen an absolute thumping by one team, and really a good decent crowd, a big crowd, and one game was actually played at MCG. So this was it. 75,827 back to the MCG for Carlton back on Collingwood, and I gotta say, final score 17-13-1, 15-8, 11-59. So well done. Best team, Collingwood, taking another strong win and a nicely on top of the AFL ladder. And we'll share that sometime in the show, or maybe another time as well. So, look, this season, Collingwood really are the deal, and a big deal. And, they've been gonna be challenges for Collingwood to take on, but Carlton, look, another disappointing performance, and showing at the MCG that they're not making final. That their season's done. They need to go through over the season into off season, find what they need. Where is this talent of Carlton? I think they started really well, and that's it. It was all over at quarter time. So knowing that, making this short and sweet, look, another great performance from Collingwood. They are, like I said, they had a big deal, and knowing that, injury freeze and talent all over, it can't go quick from Collingwood. Carlton heads up, play well next week. We're playing through to my player of the game, and we'll share the who versus who next week very soon. So the player of the game, Nick Daicos, clearly a mother game performer, 36 disposals, 7 marks, 2 tackles, 44% in defensive half. 56% in the fourth half. 1 goal, 132 84. Fancy team, 1 goal assist, 13 store involvements. Mother in score involvement, he just continues to do that, and a 15 metres game. Well done to Nick Daicos from the Collingwood midfielder. So we do come in, we do have a double header, and we head to the west of the stadium for West Coast take on GWS, and another strong victory for GWS Giants, taking the win in the west, which is not easy to do. And a team like West Coast, it's almost like a walk in the park at the moment, with final score 16-15, 111, 8-4, 52, another win by GWS Giants, and another loss at home from West Coast. After some really good performing, pressuring Collingwood, the one the favourite, they did that against the Giants. They went downhill in front of 38,152. So West Coast again, a really good crowd. Not 45, 40 fans, but you're almost getting 40,000 out of 60. And the crowd attendance, I'm seeing overall in the percent, I reckon it's about a 40-45% sold. So it tells me it's not fully sold out this game, but West Coast need to find something and stay in that court game for 3 quarters. And they did that against Collingwood, but did not against GWS Giants. So look, it was a really interesting game to see how much that GWS are back in the hunt. They're back and ever. And yes, they tackle West Coast, which is to me quite messy. But nothing at all. We are going to go straight player of the game. And this is quite of an interesting to choose. Quite hard to pick actually, but not in a crazy too much of a way. And just to make a bit of an interesting factor, we are going to give it to Tom Green from GWS Giants, star midfielder, 35 disposals, and that's it. 7 marks, 104 AFL fantasy, 71% in defensive half, 29% in the forward half. He had a 1 goal assist. It was a 7th score involvement with a score 76 metres game. Well done to Tom Green from GWS Giants star. So Super Saturday football, and we got 4 games to share. The first game, game 4, is the Essendon Bombers host the Gold Coast Suns, and we're at Marble Stadium. So crowd attendance was a really low, and it was getting better since Thursday night. We had a 29,672 for this game. Was the final score? Well, it was a strong victory from Gold Coast, 18 goals, 7-115 to 11-874. So well done to Gold Coast, another win at Marble Stadium. Essendon, good effort against Gold Coast for 3 quarters of football. Well, Essendon do take on Richmond. The Gold Coast Suns back at home are testing against the host of Hotspot Pies, the Collingwood Magpies. Short and sweet, heads up, but both teams play well next week, and especially with the Gold Coast Suns. Now, who do I choose that team? Pretty hard to choose, do I? Yes. And, well, Richmond, can they go and take a win against the Bombers? Why not at the MCG on a Saturday night? Very special day for that one as well. But player of the game, Mel, I would love to choose a Gold Coast player, but you can't go through to the Essendon midfielder, absolutely including 40 disposal, 6 marks, 5 tackles, 145 AFL fans, and there was a 45% half of 55% forward half, 45% defensive half, 55% forward half, 9 score involvements for 88 metres game. Well done, Zach Marriott from the midfielder from Essendon Star. Well done indeed. We head down to Geelong in game 5 at GMHB8 Stadium, and this is Geelong versus Richmond. All efforts and good efforts to Richmond being tested and really in a good form as Geelong. Yes, they don't have some really big and massive outs, and knew that Richmond have to find a way to get into the game contest well. And I did watch basically the first 2 minutes of this game, and that was it. And I saw the results online, and the game was over at half time. So, Richmond, they getting your efforts, and that's what you have to do. And that's why I chose positive attitude and efforts. With a rebuilding team, yes, that's what I like at Richmond at the moment. It's Geelong, another win, kick off. Yes, disappointing result a fortnight ago against the 20s and Brisbane Lions. You know, they were going to test you, and they did. Dangerfield's 350th. Yes, that came out, and they absolutely dominated, and you're going to start well. Didn't start great for Geelong. They really did not see that sexy Geelong football, but it was all over at quarter time, and knowing that Geelong were always going to find a slow start, but you can't be slow against any good team. That's, man, remember, Common's word is a bottom team can get their first win of the season, and that team can be undefeated and win. It can happen. You can be by 1 point or 100 points. Doesn't matter. Right? Good effort, Richmond. Well done, Geelong. Play of the game. Before we get that, 31,060 was packed at this stadium for this game, so I might have sold that crowd for this game for down at Kilda Park. But Jeremy Cameron, the key forward star from the Cats, with 19 disposals, 11 marks, 4 goals, absolute dominate, making that 700 goals in the books. So congratulations, Gaza. You are a star from the Cats. And 117 AFL offensively, 23% in defensive half, 77%, and all went through the forward half, which was 4.5. So 9 opportunities to really make history made. 2 goal assists, 12 score involvements. For a key forward, that is incredible. 466 metres game. Well done to the key forward and Jeremy Cameron from Geelong, key forward star. Now we do hit these 2 Saturday night games, and we've got some entertainment to share with you all. And we do have 2 games to share, as this mentioned just now. We do share the first one, which we are at the Gutter as Brisbane host Port Adelaide. Final score 18-12, 120 to 14-8-92. Really big win. Brisbane are the big deal. Go into Geelong, take the win, down the gallery for seeing the 350 star had to Dangerfield's game. Very special game. Take the win. Now come home, win in front of 30,017 in front and take on Port Adelaide. And I gotta say right now, this is not just a win by Brisbane. They're back in, starting to see some really good football by Brisbane. Port Adelaide, another disappointing opportunity. Yes, a big win against Carlton, but not enough to show that they're in that game for most of that turns, and Brisbane just pull on the pedal and absolutely. And it was good accuracy from both teams, not all kicking on a very warm night in Brisbane, but a really, really good performance by Brisbane. Absolute dominating in front of, the Take Me Road, Charlie Cameron, absolute star and performance so well. So we do, like I mentioned, the player of the game, that beat Hugh McClintock, yes, from the Brisbane midfield star, including 29 disposals, where it was 4 marks, 4 tackles, 1 goal, 108 AFL density, was a 64% defensive half, 36% forward half, 10 scoring moments, 577 metres game. Well done to Hugh McClintock from, like I mentioned, Brisbane, midfield star, where we do come to the second Saturday night football. Now, I think this was a good effort from St Kilda, and they take on Hawthorn back. Marble staying for the 3rd time. A decent 36,035, so really the crowd got better over the weekend. 11 plus there, so from 25,000 up to 36,000. So the crowd, the stadium can hold 50,000, so I think it was about a 40,000 sold out crowd for this game, and really it was a very special one. Final score 14-10-94, defeated 10-14-74. So St Kilda had opportunity, and it was a good effort by, beside the back kicking, only 20 points overall. So it tells me that St Kilda could have a chance to win this game and be a really strong statement for the Saints. But it was Hawthorn. Great win, not the best win. It was something that Hawthorn need to start well, and they kicked that up, but unfortunately St Kilda done that a couple of times, getting very bad, and getting themselves into the top 8 is a really good statement for the St Mitchums and the Hawthorn Hawks. Well, St Kilda heads up, play well next week. I know there's going to be another test against the Swans at Marble Stadium, so should be another good game. Well, Hawthorn head to the west against Doggers. That time, that player of the game, Lloyd Mink from the Hawthorns ruckman, include 20 disposals, 4 marks, 6 tackles, 138 AFL hands at 45% defensive half, 55% forward half, 10 score involvements and a 176 metres game with a 59 hit out. Incredible. I'm Chad Whitson. I tell you right now, he is just absolutely in best form, one of the best rucks in the AFL and in the top 5 in my opinion as well. Well done to Loinick from the Hawthorn Ruckman Star, and that's it. The last 2 games we are going to give you a Super Sunday ticket. We've got 2 tickets to share with you all. And right here we go to the SCG for the first game, 32,007 pack at the SCG. It's a really another sold out crowd for this team, and Sydney and Fremantle go head to head. Final score 14-10-94. Defeated 12-11-83. Well done to Sydney Swans. Another win in front of your Sydney squad. This is the game they need to keep winning. Now, after 5 games from Fremantle and those big wins in a row, unfortunately went down by 11 points in the good effort. Yeah, back at home against Hawthorn. Really a test, but I think Fremantle have massive chances of getting a big. Well, if Fremantle can really want to win this game, they'll know, but Sydney, well done on the win. They won the great chances and inches and chances. Play finals, but they keep winning. Fremantle will bounce back, and I know they want to get back on the winning list and can stay in that top 8. They can't be slipping away from this, but Sydney too strong. Big winners, 11-point victories. All right, Jake Lloyd, player of the game, easy it is. Sydney Swans midfield star includes 20 disposals, 9 marks, 4 tackles, 2 goals, incredible 110 AFL hands. It was a bit of a strong defence with 70% there. Well, that's it. Defensive half was 70%, 30% forward half, 6 goal involvements with a 343 metres game. Well done to Jake Lloyd from the Sydney midfield star. Final game, this is it, the 9th game, and we're in Adelaide, and a very good game this was. And a really good 43,306 pack at the tenders for this game, and maybe this was anyone's to win. Before I get into this game, I would like to share 13-12-90. 11-11-77. Good effort, Melbourne Demons. Really stoked up into that contest for all 4 quarters, but it was Adelaide well done holding on a huge win. Melbourne, which in fact, Adelaide needed that win. I went to this game, so right now, I'm going to now share my half-time result and all what I think of this game. So let's go live to the Adelaide Oval.
Hello, welcome to the BJ Show live from the Adelaide Oval. So first half was 2-3-15 to 1-6, 12 at quarter time. Half time 5-8-38 to 6-7-43. So pretty ordinary second quarter, pretty even in the first, but hopefully we'll see you at the full time part as well. So I hope you enjoy it. It's a gorgeous day and a pretty good crowd. Hopefully it'll be about the 40,000 as well. So yeah, I think we should bring the footy in quicker and really be in front and kick some great goals. So hopefully we can be a better second half. This is the halftime show from the BJ Show. Signing out for now.
So my thoughts were the skills were not great. Knowing we're not back. We're back at home. Skills weren't great. You gotta be one of my big thing about key forwards, be in front, make decisions, and you'll receive goals. Now, that happens. We all have our bad moments and bad games, but team like Melbourne, you've got to be a top 4 team. You've got to play that one step better, and you got better than that. We just have to do the hard way and keep well and keep playing Adelaide football. And I'll tell you right now, something will go right. But it is now that hard pace of the game. For both teams, I've really got to say, it is going to be Isaac lacking, including 16 disposals, 4 marks, 4 tackles, 5 goals now. Should be 6 goals, but it's 5 goals. 100 AFL fans at 19%. Defensive half, 81% forward half, 1 goal assist, 7 score involvement with a 322 metres game. Well done to Isaac Making from the Adelaide Crows star. Now it's that time to get into round 18 previews. It's been one of the hardest that. Now what I'm going to do is each game I will share who I'm going for and who are they versing. So let's get straight into it and how much margin I roughly guess who I'm going for. So it's Carlton and Brisbane go head-to-head in the first game. I'm going with Brisbane by 45 points. Second game, Gold Coast vs Collingwood. Really, this is going to be the game of the round, one of the hardest games to pick. And I'm going with Collingwood, 15 points on the Gold Coast. Game 3, Western Bulldogs, Adelaide Crows. I'm going with Adelaide Crows to take this win and hopefully to take a win for my birthday, and I'm going to say by 20 points. Now we have GWS Giants versus Geelong Cats. Sexy Geelong Cats. Let's hope those sexy Geelong Cats get the W, and I'm going with them. I am going to choose them by 32 points. We come to the double back-to-back games on Saturday night footy, and nothing game 5. Richmond and Essendon go head-to-head. I'm going with Essendon to take. I am going Essendon Bombers to take the win at the MCG. We come to game 6. Fremantle versus Hawthorn. Another hard one and another one to choose in the West, but Hawthorn by 10 points. Game 7, we come to Super Sunday Ticket, and guess what? Melbourne, North Melbourne. I'm going with Melbourne by 23 points. St Kilda, Sydney. This will be interesting on the second game on the schedule on the Super Ticket, and I'm going for Sydney Swans by 30 points. Now, knowing that Port are not having their really the greatest games, they do host West Coast. On a twilight that not a lot of people will be seeing a 25,030 pack at Adelaide Oval, but 25 points Port Adelaide to win this game. So that's all we have for today's episode for the 21st Aussie Footy Show, BJ Show, Footy Show. Hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for all with also Aiden. Also thoughts and reviews for round 17 and result and previews all what's happening for round 18. Alright, thanks for so much for listening. See you all soon. The BJ Show is out. Bye for now. Cheers. The BJ Show is out.